Today we're cleaning the Weber Searwood 600. I'm Johnny, you're watching A View to a Grill. The first thing we're going to do is take a look at the manual. Yeah, I know, who does that, right? But Weber recommends this meal to meal maintenance every time you cook. We're going to do that by cleaning the inside as it suggests, but I'm also going to clean the outside. As I'm cleaning, I'm going to give you some real close-ups on what the Weber Searwood 600 actually looks like after 2 low and slow cooks. My first cook on the Weber Searwood 600 was this rack of ribs, and that took almost 6 hours. And then my second cook was a 14-pound brisket that took almost 24 hours. So we have almost 30 hours worth of smoking done on the Weber Searwood 600. So let's start by cleaning the inside. Let me show you what it looks like after almost 30 hours of cooking. You can see under the lid we've developed a nice seasoned patina. And then the grates, they are also seasoned with some burnt on food. I will be cleaning the inside with CitruSafe, and as I spray, the overspray is actually going to drip into the main cooking chamber, which is exactly what I want. Let's go ahead and get both the top and bottom grates sprayed with CitruSafe. After we let that sit for a minute, we'll go ahead and scrub both sets of grill grates. I'll just use a towel and wipe off any excess material still on the grates. And when I was done with the top grate, I just hung it right from these little hooks. Our grill grates are clean, so let's take a look inside the main cooking chamber. And here you can see the flavorizer bar is pretty dirty. If we just take a quick look around the perimeter of the main cooking chamber, it actually doesn't look too bad. Weber gives you this little scraping tool to clean the inside of the main cooking chamber. I'm using it to clean off the flavorizer bar. I found that these horizontal strokes aren't exactly as efficient as these vertical strokes, but once I got that figured out, everything came off really easily. Don't forget, the overspray from the CitruSafe has actually been sitting on the flavorizer bar for a few minutes, and that helped how easy it was to clean. So now we have the flavorizer bar all scraped down, and I can go ahead and use a cloth to wipe off any excess material. Let me just spin the flavorizer bar around so you can also see what the backside looks like. All right, so we're done with the flavorizer bar, and it's looking pretty good. Now here's the heat deflector. Let me get that out of the way so we can take a better look at the inside. Here you can see a lot of ash buildup from the pellets. And then there's this mini flavorizer bar at the bottom. It's covered in grease and ash. So we'll go ahead and clean that thing first. It also has CitruSafe overspray on it, and it makes cleanup on this thing a lot easier. And here's what it looked like when I was done. Looks pretty clean. Since I cleaned it on my clean grates, I'll have to wipe those grates down again. Now let me give you a good shot of what it looks like towards the bottom of the main cooking chamber. If you want to remove the fire pot, you can remove it by taking off these 2 wing nuts. I went ahead and left mine on and just used a vacuum cleaner to vacuum out all of the pellet dust from around and inside the fire pot. Now down at the bottom of the main cooking chamber, I did try to use that scraping tool, but it was a little awkward. So I went with my good old whisk broom. And actually that made everything a lot easier inside the main cooking chamber. When I was done sweeping everything down into the grease and ash system, I used a towel just to finish up around the bottom. And I was done. Not a lot of work, didn't take that much time. Now back to the heat deflector. Really you can't see anything on the inside, but as soon as you turn it over, you see the ashes just pour out. I'm just going to use my vacuum cleaner to clean that up and also clean up the outside of the heat deflector. Now I'll just finish tapping out all of the pellet dust that's still in there and get that vacuumed up as well. So we're finished with the inside. Now we can get all of that put back together, starting with this thing. I have no idea what it is. Then we can go with the heat deflector, and the flavorizer bar is next. And then finally we can put our grates in. If you don't follow me on Instagram, go ahead, open up your app, look up View to a Grill, and give me a quick follow. Let's clean the outside of the Weber Searwood 600. Now in my first video, I thought there could be some drippage from under the lid right here, and there is. And then there's also a little drippage over here in the notch in the lid. Luckily, CitraSafe makes a grill soap that will also clean up the outside of your grill. Just going to add some to this little bucket with water and kind of swish it around a little bit with my towel. And now we can just scrub down the outside of the Weber Searwood 600. Once you're done scrubbing it down, go ahead and rinse it off. Now I suppose you could let it drip dry, but I chose to dry mine off with a towel. Now to keep this thing looking brand new on the outside, I'm going to use some of this CitraSafe stainless steel polish that happens to also work on this porcelain. Now all you have to do is keep on rubbing it in until no more streaks are seen. And take a look at that grill, man. You can't even tell that this thing is only 2 weeks old. Now we can clean the grease and ashtrays. I have to say that this grease and ashtray system really does make cleaning the Searwood 600 very convenient, because you just scrape everything to the bottom of the grill. It falls into the grease and ashtray system, and then you just slide out the grease and ashtray and all the trash is right there. I'll continue scraping that into the little hole and then spray it with my CitraSafe and wipe it down. Now we're going to get to that grease tray, and so far this is the only thing that has given me trouble on the Weber Searwood 600. And that is because this little lip on the foil pan got caught right here on the ashtray. And that made pulling it out difficult. So you're going to want to be careful to not bend your grease tray so that it doesn't get caught on the lip of the ash pan. Otherwise, no issues at all. Now we'll get that back underneath the Weber Searwood and we're done. Look at that thing. Sparkly. Now if you haven't already subscribed to View to a Grill, you should do it right now. Thank you for watching A View to a Grill. I'll see you guys next time. Take care, y'all.